Recently, there have been too many things going on with Hajj Depot. I don't know what happened to the whole 2-chapter thing. So before I hop into the next, Hajj Depot title, that there have been some filler videos to understand. But you saw the title of the video, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Last Ronin! It's fantastic. It is excellent. I thought, but just by hearing the spoilers and stuff, that this book was magnificent. But he's a different breed. Actually, reading the book, he was a different breed. I wouldn't consider myself a Ninja Turtle diehard fan, but I am a fan of the series. I've enjoyed the franchise over the decades. How old am I? Over the decades. And yeah, and it's pretty much just the theories and the speculation of what could happen in issue 2. Because there's been some leak images, there's been thoughts here, there's been major reveals in the first one. But we quickly touch up on the issue 1. I think it's fantastic. But yeah, I think it's also another thing. At the ending of issue 1, there's a lot of confusion going around. Or some people have mentioned some confusion of whether, is it Michelangelo or is it somebody else? Or is it like, maybe it's still left ambiguous. Is Michelangelo number 1? Throughout the entirety of the book, you can easily tell about which turtle is who. And for example, like you see like that broken English would say, watcha, there'd be no one to be at it. You could tell like it was Raphael, especially when the red thought bubble show up. That's Raphael. When Donatello bring up, you can hack into it, and he's like, oh no, why would I do that? That's obviously Donatello. And you have some insight for like with Leonardo was just like, these guys got weapon and army and all this stuff. Ooh my. Well, he didn't say it like that, but you can tell that's Leonardo. Yes, the last Ronin is Michelangelo, and it makes sense. Would I prefer it to be another turtle? Not really, because I don't really have a favorite turtle per se. I don't know why I just never had one. Because mine's Leonardo, Raphael, Michelangelo, Donatello. You can have your personal favorites. I just like the turtles in general. Because sure, Michelangelo is seen as the party guy, but most people don't really realize that Michelangelo have hidden potential. Like Leonardo is obviously the most skilled. Raphael is obviously the one the most in touch with his environment when it refers to New York. Donatello is the brains, of course, and Michelangelo is, yeah. I really can't describe Michelangelo as some type of party animal, but I don't know how you describe him, but because there are some interesting things that name is just nasty. I'm sorry, he's just trying to pronounce that name whether with the surname first or reverse. It's just like Haruto Aruko. It just sounds disgusting. I'm sorry, it's not fun to pronounce that name, but I'm sorry. In my opinion, this man's a coward. I don't care what anybody says. Haruto is a coward, man. Because like just the way like. Just think about the way he would like, I'm gonna pretend about I'm gonna depend on my technology. There's no way we can get past this. Look at the way he was panicking as Michelangelo was like tearing up the cybernetic synthetic ninja, the cybernetic synthetic foot. He was just going ballistic. He was losing his mind. But then after it, he sounded like a cocky jackass. He was just like, yes, it was a foolish plan in the beginning that you could actually take me out. I'm sorry, the way I described it after I read it was just like, he's what Kylo Ren should have been, in a way. He's trying to look up the Shredder and his mother, but he's like what Kylo Ren should have been, but he's better. And do I think he's better? It's not a question of what if or buts. I'm just using that as a comparison of. I'm gonna say this is what Kylo Ren should have been to a certain degree, but I don't know. I don't know if Hiroto actually have any fighting skills. I'm starting to think he doesn't. Cause sure, there are some leaked images in chapter of issue 2 where he is training with his ninja, but it's just like he doesn't seem like a person who's just like. If he ended up fighting Michelangelo in a mech at the end, do not be surprised. In my opinion, do not be surprised if that comes true. Where did he get this mech from? Well, it's not like he gonna actually fight Michelangelo. And it's just like, like I will soil my hands in your fear of nothing. Stop playing these games, Haruto. We all know you would not be able to fight Michelangelo. You was up here panicking, sweating, questioning what your men were doing. How come I'm looking at the intruder? And it's just like, at least with Master Shredder, eventually Master Shredder would be like, alright then, I'm gonna have to come down there. At least he'll watch. Like even if the different versions of Shredders when the turtles would show up, at least he would watch or like do something. But this man is just like, it's rather he's panicking, he's yelling, where's the best to stop him tech, or he's just like, he's just like, to a certain degree you could also argue it's from how Karai raised him, but it depends how much Karai has raised Hiroto, because at one moment he's just like, cause even Master Shredder did not murder his own man for not being able to accomplish a goal. Like seriously, the Bebop and Rocksteady, and no matter which version, would have been dead a long time ago. A long time ago. No matter which version, eventually Bebop and Rock time ago. But it's just like, it seems all artificial. It seems fake. It doesn't seem like Hiroto. It's not like, I don't get the sense of that he's not dedicated to the work. I get the sense that he wants to do this, but he physically can't. Maybe he's stronger than I say he is. Maybe he actually has some true skill. Who knows? But in this case, where it's just like, I don't know. It all depends on the way he acts. Especially the whole, like I was showing my hands in your filth. Maybe it's just me. But I think it has a lot to do with how Karai raised him. Now, I'm gonna be honest here. I have no like true mental foundation of what to think of Karai as a character, because I've seen Karai throughout media, but I've not really seen her intimated as like, alright, she's Shredder's daughter. The closest thing I have for reference is just like the 2012 Turtles. Now, I've grew up with the 2003 Turtles. I've seen the 2007 movie. But I don't remember what age I seen the 1990s movie. Now I always remember seeing the second movie, the Secret of the Ooze, with Raja and the turtle, who should have been Bebop and Rocksteady, but that would have been very hard to do at that time period. And then Out of the Shadows came up. We don't mention that. It's not a guilt film. It's not. But if you have some parts you enjoy in it, that's fantastic for you. But I think it have a lot to do with how with Hiroto, it's how Karai really raised him. But even then, it depends on what the backstory of this Karai is. Because no, this is not connected to the Mirage comics or anything like that. So it all depends how Eastman and Tom Waltz, who I believe the artist, it all depends on how they want to take the story and how they're going to do it. I cannot confirm if Peter Laird have anything to do with this book. Aside from that, him and Kevin Eastman came up with the original idea for the last Ronin after the Dark Knight Returns came up. Aside from that, I don't know if he has anything to do with the writing. Who knows? But it all depends how Eastman want to create this brand new universe of these post-turtles, who are obviously like older than teenagers at this point. Has to be. So in order for like 10 years ago, like everybody else aside from Michelangelo was killed, they had to be at least like 20s or 30s, maybe. Because you can't really have an old turtle who's like 25. Cause it's showing no age signs of Solid Snake accelerated aging, so I don't think that's what's going on here. But hey, I've seen Stranger, we don't know. But besides from that, Karai being put in a coma, and I think they have a lot, not a coma, like whatever stasis he's in, I do have an entire theory of how Karai ended like that. But when it refers to issue 1, hey, we can go into the whole issue 2 theories and speculation. The Baxter Stockman. Now, if this universe is Baxter Stockman is Baxter Fly now, it would be very interesting. The way Hiroto acts, like and describe Michelangelo as a mutant, besides from the whole, I thought I destroyed you turtles a long time. The way he's like, when you see Michelangelo, he's just like a mutant turtle. He's just like, is this your first time seeing him, Hiroto? Or just, I find that quite strange from the same mutant turtle like that. Or he keep emphasizing the mutant. It's just like, to a certain degree, I want to believe that there are no regular mutants who are mutated by the ooze anymore. Which goes into the whole synopsis for issue 2 of to get some unexpected help for somebody. But I'll get into that. But for Baxter, if he is Baxter Fly, it will be quite interesting to see how he ended up that way and why Hiroto keeps him around. But if he isn't, it would be surprised if he's like a head. Not really a head, just like, it would be surprised if he's the AI, like the central intelligence of the Kree. Because besides from that, it's just the regular batch to stop me is like how old is the regular batch to stop me? Is just like 35 or something? Is just like 10 years? No, you got these are turtles with some history. Then the 10 years gap. So it's really gonna have an old batch to stop me, an AI batch to stop me, or something among the two. Who knows? Who knows? But it is quite interesting how batch to stop me intermittent will get intermittent to the story compared to the other ways he had, because we could be going an entirely new route with this, or we could not be. So it all depends. It all depends on how it goes. But another part of the leaks that not really leaks, some of the teasers that Tom Walsh also showed off is the whole scene where Michelangelo's just standing there like he's paused, like he's going to a PTSD moment, and he thinks of something, and then the teapot goes off, and then he just throws it. Now I do believe this is like a PTSD moment, but I think whatever bad memory that was conjured up shows up first, and then the teapot's interrupted, and it just irritates him, and then he throw it. I don't think it interrupted him doing some type of medicine. Alright, making myself some tea. I'm brewing for me and the boys, for me and the my other brethren, and hey, in the middle of that, I'm gonna start meditating, because to me I just find it to be a very strange place, out of nowhere place to start meditating. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it is just me, but I find that to be quite strange. A strange place to be meditating in. But in other words, I think that's the whole thing that triggers him. It's not the fact that he interrupted him meditating. I think it was like a PTSD bad memory type of thing, because it pretty much goes into what I think actually happened. So in the flashback, there's a lot of speculation that Raphael would die. Now if Raphael was to die, it wouldn't be surprising, but it seems more like, from the teasers we've seen of Raphael just falling and knocking himself on the table, it seemed like there was already stuff knocked off. There was already food knocked off the table before Raphael threw the rest of it out. It's like he got hit in the throat or something, and he's choking. So that's when he goes over there and knocks stuff out of the table. So my whole theory and speculation on what happened to Raphael is quite simple. Now it directly leads into why Hiroto probably wiped out the rest of the turtles itself, because we already know the condition of Karai. She's in a coma, or she's in some type of stasis to keep her from aging, or I believe she's in some type of coma or something, and they just froze her to just make sure she's, I don't know, maybe like a Mr. Freeze type thing. I don't know why would they, well, technically she's not really frozen, but it doesn't look like she's frozen, so I'm assuming that she's in some type of coma, and that's just a pod they keep her in to keep her body preserved and unharmed. Because I believe what happened is, I believe Karai, rather influenced directly by the Shredder, or the death of the Shredder, or whatever, lead an attack on the turtles. Can we see the place where it is? When they bring Master Splinter in, it seems like Splinter is pretty much already dead at that point. So I don't think it was Karai killed Master Splinter like somewhere else, and they just now finding Master Splinter. I believe that they were supposed to have Thanksgiving, or something along the line, and then the Foot Clan, the Foot Ninja attacked. And as they attacked, Master Splinter ended up getting killed in the process. Now, why would Karai run away? Maybe she realized she's outgunned. Maybe it was some type of trap from the beginning. Or maybe it's something, because it has to be a period of time for where they're able to reflect on what happened, and then Raphael is like, somebody's going to have to die tonight. Because it seems like it's all like a surprise attack. They all seem like it came out of nowhere. But for some reason, planned. Because it'd be quite odd, because if she killed Master Splinter, and not only Raphael went after her, then she would have had some problems. But pretty much go like this. That was getting ready for some Thanksgiving party. The Foot Clan attacks. The Foot Ninja, the Foot Clan, whatever you want to call it. They attack. Master Splinter end up getting killed, and they all have to reflect on what currently just happened. Cause it seems like maybe Master Splinter might have like a last few words. Cause it does seem like, hey, Raphael killed one of those guys in the sewer. Maybe they're trying to get away. Maybe that's on his way to get there. Cause it doesn't match up with the whole, Raphael was. Cause the way I originally saw it is, before like the later images came out, is that Raphael was like, oh, maybe he's chilling with some friends or something like that. Then just blam, the Foot Ninja shows up and attacks him. But apparently it's like a family thing, cause with the image where they're holding Splinter, it kind of seemed like Michelangelo and Donatello just went through something. And the reason that dragging Splinter in is not because, oh, they found him somewhere, but he was also close by and got involved inside the event. That's what it seems like it more than likely went down, in my opinion. But hey, I've seen stranger. But that's what it looks like it went down. Somebody say, what about the whole Karai part? Does Karai kill Raphael? In my opinion, no. The way Hiroto stated himself, he implied that he was directly responsible for the death of the turtles. Now for the mutants, who knows, but for the turtles, he says or claimed that he's the death of the turtles. So in this case, no, I do not believe Karai kills Raphael with the foot. I believe that Raphael beats Karai so bad, sees him in a coma. Maybe that's far-fetched, but as you look at it, that's what it seems like. Because from this entire scenario, unless Karai kills Raphael and like Leonardo goes ballistic, to me it seems a lot like that Raphael is going to catch Karai and beat her to near death, which would not be surprising. So then you have to lead into how old is Hiroto is, how he found the turtles afterwards, and what happened then. Who knows? Because the way April like cries about it, it seems like it's one thing. It doesn't all happen at once, but it's more likely going to start with Splinter, more than likely. In my opinion, it feels like going to happen with Splinter, because I don't see anybody else to be really right afterwards. Because it seems like this is kind of like a last thing between the turtle and Karai. So I don't see Raphael losing to Karai in this one moment, because Karai got to end up in her predicament one way. Maybe in the next issue with some type of explosion with Casey Jones and Leonardo, maybe that's what does it. But I don't just in the way that it's going to be Raphael losing to Karai. It's not like Karai can't do it, but in the way this situation is set up, with Splinter dying and Raphael going afterwards, because it does seem like they attack first and have to retreat for some reason, and if Raphael is the only one, and that's where we get that whole image where Leonardo's reflecting on literally what just happened, literally reflecting on Master Splinter just getting murdered in front of him, and it's just like somebody say, why did Leonardo try to stop Raphael? At that point, just there's too much. You just got savagely attacked, your father just got killed, and he's just like, your first reaction would be, you know what, Raphael, you shouldn't go after them. That would be a bad idea. Are you serious after what they did to Splinter? Nah, it's just, I believe that Leonardo is too traumatized from what recently happened, so that's why he doesn't go after Raphael. But I don't see Raphael losing to Karai in this current moment. Nah, especially not after taking out him foot. And sure, he might be got hit with a few arrows in the thigh and his shoulder, but most of those arrows hit his shell, so he should be fine, mostly. But for the whole showdown with Karai, yeah, I don't see him losing to Karai. I just don't. I believe that's the one part of the plan that backfires, but I could be totally wrong with this whole theory. I could be wrong, but in my opinion, they always have a stuff of Thanksgiving event. The Foot shows up trying to murder Master Splinter, get killed. They have to retreat for some apparent reason. Master Splinter, they have the whole sentimental moment where Master Splinter dies, and that's when Raphael says Karai gonna have to catch the business. Now maybe he just finds Karai, or maybe that was a part of her plan entirely, or maybe it was just to kill Splinter and to get out of there. Whatever it is, I believe that Raphael put in the corner, into a coma. Is it confirmed? Who knows? Is it going to happen? Who knows? But it seems like the more likely thing to happen. Sure, this is a different universe. Sure, anything can happen. But it's just, and the way the panels and stuff are set up, it doesn't seem like Raphael is going to die there. It doesn't seem like a final thing for Raphael. It just doesn't. It just doesn't. But who knows? But the whole synopsis with the whole unexpected ally. If you want to keep up the news, there's a synopsis for the book and the whole, oh, that's an unexpected ally. Now, for one of the cover pages that the creator of Rick and Morty came up with, does show like some type of robot of Casey Jones' head or something. Number one, I believe Casey Jones is dead. That's more than likely. Now, is the girl with the last name Jones his daughter? More than likely. Is it April and Casey's child? Maybe, because not every universal version have had them going out with each other. So it could be, it could not be. But then again, the fact that she brought the Michelangelo to April, it really just maybe because April raised her, or maybe that's because of April's mother. Is that her actual mother? Because it could just be Casey Jones died, and no one knows what happened to the original mother of Miss Jones. So it's just like April just chose to take care of her. That could be a possibility, or it's just that's actual April's daughter, and it's just because he had to learn about the mutant turtles some way or somehow. It's not gonna be from Casey Jones, or it could be from April. It more than likely came from April. So it's whether it's her mother or surrogate mother, who knows? But one way or another, they know each other somehow, some way. So, but the whole unexpected ally, it can go one or two ways. Cause it looked like the whole thing with the whole Rick and Morty created, it does look heavily like it could be Casey Jones' scout on top of Metalhead, which is that'd be quite messed up. That'd be quite cruel, wouldn't it? Just really on like who put Casey Jones' head on top of Metalhead? And is Casey even alive? Who knows? But hey, there's a lot of variant covers, and not every variant cover is obviously canon, because you see a lot of them that they're just there. There's just the costume, they're not even there. They're just pretty much just there. So I don't know. Okay, in this case, go back to the whole Hiroto thing with the mutants, and the way he described like anything mutated by the ooze, as some type of filth, or some type of monster, or something like that. It could be the fact that not only did he kill turtles, that he killed every single one of every mutant that was created also. I forgot what the ooze was called by TCRI. The secret of the ooze. I'm called the ooze. It could be a very high possibility, because the city is locked down, pollution has gone rampant, and it has been some time since Michelangelo has been to the city, so it could be a full possibility. Because honestly, after the turtles are dead, what would Hiroto actually use Bebop, like characters like Bebop and Rocksteady for, to be honest? Because I doubt he would like him. It's more of like, only really Shredder cared about him, to be honest. At least Shredder saw some use in him, but besides from that, I don't see Hiroto actually being the type of person to say, hey, we're gonna keep Bebop and Rocksteady around. Because we have all that bastard Stockman tech. Do you really even need Bebop and Rocksteady anymore? If he is dead, it'll be like maybe like a Bebop with a cybernetic arm or something. Because it did say an unexpected ally, so even like somebody like Leatherhead, depending on what universe, Leatherhead or the Return of Casey Jones, or somebody like that, that wouldn't be unexpected. That'd be more obvious. Besides from the fact that, oh, you're still alive? Oh. That's the only way I can see it to be unexpected. But another way you can look at it is, originally you would never see these two guys working together, ever. And if that's the case, then it could easily be somebody like maybe the Rat King, Bebop or Rocksteady. I prefer Bebop, but I like them as a pair together. But I would have to choose someone to survive to show up in the book. I say Rocksteady, but it depends. It depends on how they go with the story. It depends on who the ally is. They can still work. Anyway, I can't make any promises until the book is out in February, sadly. We get so close to the release date and then they delay it. It's Cyberpunk all over again. Why? Why must I be traumatized twice? With the delays and the delays and delays. The delays are killing me, Susie. They're killing me, Susie. Why? But besides from that, that's pretty much my whole thoughts and theories on the whole last Ronin type situation. Especially just like, will Karai ever come out that cryostasis chamber or whatever chamber she's in? I don't know, because it depends on what her condition is. Now, the one thing to go against the whole Raphael theory is her face is in some good condition. So maybe she was able to heal while in a coma. Maybe she wasn't. But, yeah. Also, another question is, where's the Shredder? Now, here's one thing. I do not want the Shredder to show up to take away Hiroto's shine. Because it's just like, I like Hiroto as a character. I like him. Even though I believe he's a coward, I think the Shredder showing up at all would ruin it. Now, Karai coming back, maybe we can work with that. But the Shredder himself, I wouldn't want to see it. But I want to know what actually happened to the Shredder. Because it is quite interesting to see what happened to the Shredder. Because it's just like, he haven't been mentioned. It's just like, oh, it's Karai's bastard son and the grandson of the Shredder. So could it be believed that Karai launched the attack on the Turtles because they killed Master Shredder? Or was Master Shredder the one who gave the orders? Or it could be another case that Karai was acting on her own and decided, hey, let's go kill some turtles and a rat. Because, you know, I am not a Ninja Turtle expert here, but I can recommend a guy who is an expert. Just, I put his channel link in the description. If you want all the latest news on all things Turtle, not just the last Ronin, the recent, the Rise of the Turtle movie, or any other Turtle products, check out a channel called the old Turtle Den. He'll be your main, like, there's nobody else dropping information about the Turtles like the old Turtle Den is. So, if you want your current day updated, all the leak images, or any type of brand new news of Ninja Turtles that you've been waiting for, that you're trying to survive the Rise of Ninja Turtle drought, if you didn't like it, then he'll be the guy to update you on all sorts of informations, movies, plans, and things like that. Check out the old Turtle Den. Besides from that, when the first to the last Ronin, there's pretty much nothing else to really talk about, really. I got my theories out the way about what could happen, the whole batch to stop me type situation. And also another question, it's been 10 years. Did they already solve the whole Crane threat and the whole those dinosaur alien threat, whose names I cannot remember? The Triceratons, bingo. Did they already solve that threat already, or it's just something that's still left open? Cause I prefer to have that threat already solved, but who knows? Cause I doubt we'd be seeing Crane. It's like Crane could still be a viability of just, I want to help you wipe out Hiroto and his control over the city. Sure, of course, Crane would have his own plans, but hey, if you got nobody else to work with, then who else you get? But then again, the unexpected ally can also be Baxter Stockman, but it's not implied to be Baxter Stockman, so who knows? Because like anybody like Leatherhead or some of the Turtles already know would be obvious, but it depends how they go with this whole unexpected ally. Because they're all in the sewers, and Turtles hang out in sewers, but then again, it'll be the first time we get to see a warthog or a rhinoceros hang out in the sewer, so. But that's been my thoughts and opinions on the last Ronin, and I don't know if I better use the comic images in this video, but besides from that, I don't know your guys' thoughts and opinions about the entire situation. How do you believe issue 2 would turn out? Wait, there's the whole issue 3, 4, and 5. This is a mini-series, and Kevin Eastman and Tom Watts also have plans to expand this universe about what happened previously, maybe, or just expand the universe in general. But issue 3, I do believe Casey Jones and Leonardo is going to die in that one. And issue 4 and 5 would be the most interesting, because technically with issue 5, you don't really need. It had to be the shut up to the books here. A lot of pages, so a lot of things can go down in a few moments. But it's just, And also one last thing, the whole brother type thing. As everybody pretty much quite obviously knows. Some might say, "Oh, are those the actual spirits of the of the other brothers?" I would say no. I believe the trauma from watching all his brothers die and watching his father die have caused Michelangelo's mind to fragment into the leftover 3 personalities of his brother. Because you can see that Master Splinter is not there. Some might say, why? Why couldn't Master Splinter also bring himself back? Because the sad reality is, no matter how much time they spent with Splinter, Michelangelo would not be able to replicate what Splinter was like. He's too much of a strong. It's like one of those things where like certain people can't write certain characters or imagine what people would say. It's like that type of thing. Master Splinter was such a major father figure that it'll be nearly impossible for Michelangelo to predict what he would say or how he would advise him before his other 3 brothers. Of course, you know what they say: Raphael, Donatello, and Michelangelo. I mean, Raphael, Donatello, and Leonardo. Of course. Why wouldn't they say those type of things? Because they obviously are not there. Obviously are not there. And I doubt that Master Splinter taught him some type of spirit thing where it's just like, hey, I allow you to communicate with your brothers. I wouldn't mind if that's a thing, but it seems more like it was implied that they're all just made up in his head. That they're not actually, especially when Michelangelo about to commit suicide, he's just like, shut up, stay out of this. No normal person who's hearing the actual spiritual embodiments of their brother tell them not to kill themselves would just tell them to shut up. They're not there, in my opinion. Because like, if he's like, especially after that, he said, I miss my brother so much, and he even wanted to make my father more proud, more so, but I failed him. That's not the words of somebody who is still talking to their brother, in my opinion. Those are the words of a suicidal man who has created fragments, like I said, because the biggest telling thing of the whole theory of there are just a fragmented personality of Michelangelo is when Donatello recommended to hack into the sewer, Michelangelo's immediate response is, there is no need to worry about that. You can't take you can take the turtle out the sewer, but you can't take the sewer out of the turtle. And it was just like, what does that even mean? It basically is a cheap excuse for Michelangelo. Says he was never good with machines. Alright? It was Donatello who was good with machines. It was never Michelangelo. He just used the technology. He don't know how to operate this type of thing. Not this type of thing, these types of things. Or just like, especially that Raphael was just quite obvious. Or it was just like, oh, no matter how many explosions you cause, you still can't fly 10 feet into a straight line. It's just, there is no way the spirits of your brothers would just not give you some better advice than that. Cause if he could learn from Donatello to how to hack things, he could have used it. But why wouldn't he use it? Because he just did not know what he was doing. He did not know how to hack into this stuff. He doesn't do machines. I'm sorry. Some people do nearly anything to keep their mental state intact. Especially the fact, another biggest evidence that they're just not there, they're not the spirits of his brother, is how willing he was to commit suicide if his missions failed. Remember, he was still alive, still kicking. Hiroto wasn't even about to cut his head off or anything. But he runs away and just like, damn it, fuck it, I'm gonna kill myself, damn it, shit. Why are you about to do this? He's like Michelangelo's subconscious is just like, no, don't kill yourself. Don't do it. He's just like, shut up. But yeah. Maybe Shockwave King. Hope you guys liked the video. Hope you like, comment, and subscribe. This is just one big rambling video. My God, who watches this stuff? Well, everyone with Shockwave King, let me guys thoughts and opinions. How do you believe that issue 2 of the last Ronin would turn out? And it's been Mr. Shockwave King, and peace.